Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be the length of the narcissistic relationship. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. So, you are in a narcissistic relationship. Maybe you were born into a narcissistic family or have a sibling who's a narcissist or an aunt or an uncle. Maybe you discovered the narcissistic relationship in a romantic setting. Maybe it was a coworker. Maybe it was a neighbor. Maybe it was a clergyman. Maybe it was a business associate. Who knows? But the point is, you experienced narcissistic abuse in the narcissistic relationship on some level, which is why you're on this channel. And again, thank you very much for being here. There's one point about experiencing narcissistic abuse in any relationship that isn't really mentioned that much. And it dawned on me today when I was having a one-on-one session. And what it is the length of the narcissistic relationship. So let's dig into this for a moment. Many times people say, oh, I was in a relationship for X number of years or X number of months or weeks or whatever it was. And let's be real. You remember virtually exactly when you met the narcissist, how, the circumstances. You certainly remember the toxicity along the way during the narcissistic relationship. And then I can assure you also, you remember how it ended. Not a doubt in my mind. And again, maybe it didn't, let's say it's a sibling, for example. Maybe the ending there is you just went no contact and blocked them and you haven't talked to them in years, things like that. Or maybe it just happened recently. The point is, with every narcissistic relationship, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, just like a story or just like a book. It's the way it works. But many people say, yeah, I was in the relationship for X number of years, and and other people will say I was in it for X number of months and things like that. The length of the duration of the relationship is something you will never forget. That's a fact. And I'm going to dig into why people compare these things. The point is this. Please pay attention to this moment, what I'm going to explain to you right now. For each and every one of us, no matter how long or short the relationship was, if you endured narcissistic abuse, it is the same thing. Now, I understand many people may not agree. The point, what I'm explaining here is, if you were in it for 30 years or 3 days, it still affected you. And what matters on this channel is how it affected you as an individual. So I'm not suggesting that someone that was in a relationship for 30 plus years had it any worse than someone for 3 days. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. What I'm saying is if you experienced it at all on a level where you are on my channel and becoming educated, then it really affected your life. And it changed you and it transformed you. And that's why you're searching for answers to the questions you have. That's why you're becoming educated. And that's why exactly you continue to move forward and understand more and more about narcissism. The point is if the relationship lasted for any period of time, it lasted for a period of time. So it doesn't matter if it was 100 years, if it was 50 years, if it was a week. What really matters is how it affected you, the person that's watching this video right now. And again, my heart goes out to you. I empathize with you completely. So I hope I'm being clear here with this message. The message is, the message is that a individual, in this case the narcissist, affected your life, the trajectory of your life. And they abused you for a period of time. No matter how long or short it was, the abuse took place, and that's why you're here. So the length of the narcissistic relationship for me personally, I would hope, my hope is that no one ever again experiences this, but let's be real, that's not the case. This will continue on, unfortunately. But the whole point is if it affected you even for a day, let's say hypothetically you were, you were with a person I don't know, you met somebody somewhere and you thought they were really nice or whatever, and then you end up going rock climbing with them or something. Or you took a day trip, and then that person, they turn out to be a narcissist. You're not going to forget that day. And maybe they abused you that day, and you didn't know about it. That's just a small example. But the same thing is if you were in a marriage for 30 years, you experience this on a day-to-day basis. But most likely, you didn't even understand what narcissism was until recently. So what I'm saying is, if anybody experienced narcissistic abuse, you experienced it. It's that simple. So I hope that makes sense to you. And my hope is, again, to eradicate narcissistic abuse, to raise awareness and continue to educate people each and every day. And my hope is that's what you're doing also. But in the relationship, whenever you had it, or whatever part it was in, beginning, middle, or end, until you got the education on narcissism, you did not know what was going on. It's only until recent years, with the advent of YouTube and channels like mine and many others that are getting the education out, that you actually could you could pinpoint what this was, this thing called narcissism. So anybody that's experienced it for a long period of time, again, my heart goes out to you. Or if you've experienced it only for a day or two, you're here and you're getting the education, and you're looking for answers, and you're looking to find ways to build your boundaries and to grow and to heal and to become educated and understand that this is a serious thing we have on this planet called Earth. It is more prevalent than you would know. And having said that, we must also keep in mind that most people on the planet don't have your best interest at heart. They may say they do, but isn't that what the narcissist said when you first met them? Get my point? See, people have many objectives, many goals. They have many hidden agendas. When you encounter them, maybe they don't even have to be a narcissist, by the way. They can just be a person. But maybe they're saying, hey, that person can help me get from point A to point B. Or, hey, that person knows a lot of people. Maybe I could befriend them. You don't have to be a narcissist to do these kind of things, but that's what many people do. And my hope, sincerely, and I'm understanding this more and more each and every day as I progress in life, I'm understanding that the goal of life, the way I look at it, you should just be, and be present in the moment, not looking to see what you could get out of other people, not looking to extract, but rather looking to contribute. There's a famous expression, I'm sure most of you have heard it, it's leave the place or leave the planet better than you found it, things like that. And that's true, and that goes back to the videos I created months ago, like when I found the pocket knife, if you remember that video. That's the whole idea of life from my perspective. And again, I can't drop all this in a 15-minute video, but I'm just going to touch on this and get back on track. The whole idea of life is to enjoy it, to live a beautiful, loved, and loving life, and to contribute without expectation, and to feel raw emotions, and to not be ashamed, and to not feel less than, and to not feel invalidated, to be free to express yourself because that's what you want to do, not because the herd mentality is telling you to express yourself. Do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. And it's never more evident than when you come out of the narcissistic relationship, and once you've come through the fire, that you are liberated and that you are free and that you can do what you want, and you have all this time, and you're like, oh my goodness, like, I am actually so blessed. I cannot get over the amount of connections I'm making, the amount of progress I'm making, the amount of lives I'm touching, let's put it that way. And this is beautiful. It's where you're meant to be. It's exactly how you're meant to be. You're not meant to be living, walking around on high alert or on eggshells or succumbing to the narcissist's whims. So the whole idea, again, of life in general, it's to enter the unexpected, to try new things, to take new challenges, to seek new adventures, and to do what you want to do without the burden of the narcissist or somebody behind you telling you negative things. Let's put it that way. So getting back on track, the length of the narcissistic relationship. For this video, I'm suggesting, and always, that if you experience narcissism on any level for a period of time, that period of time is exactly your length of time you experience it. But another person could be sitting right next to you and they experience it for a much shorter period of time. And given their circumstances, or maybe they had the ability to look things up because Google is around right now and YouTube and all these things, maybe they could react and get the education quicker, let's say, than someone years ago. And that's a beautiful thing. It's absolutely amazing that with the click of a button on your smartphone or your computer anywhere, and I mean anywhere because internet's virtually everywhere these days, that you can get the answers that you're searching for on not just narcissism, on anything. Remember, YouTube and the, what do you call it, the browsing services, Google and things like that, these are your new college education. And I'm not suggesting don't go to college. I'm suggesting that instead of watching meme videos or goofiness or silliness, educate yourself, learn something, grow, change things up, and do what you want to do. Like, seriously, every single day you should be educating yourself, every single day, on something that interests you. Don't educate yourself because others are doing it, and that seems like to be that's the cool topic of the month, that's the flavor of the month. That's something the narcissist would do. We don't do that. We educate ourselves on topics that we find interesting and that can benefit ourselves and others, loved and trusted ones around us. So getting back on track before I close the video out is the length of the narcissistic relationship. It doesn't matter how long it was. It really doesn't. For the duration of time that you were in the relationship, that's how long you were in it. And you're out now. And at least that's my hope. And you're moving forward and you're understanding that, wow, you not only do you now have you become educated on narcissism and you understand so much about it, and there is always more to learn. We will never get all the knowledge into our heads. It's just not going to happen because there are layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of information and knowledge that we needed to understand. But having said that, you should be learning about things that interest you, things that better you, and things that you want to understand. And the length of the narcissistic relationship, that's just one aspect. Yes, you were in it for a period of time. Yes, maybe you thought you were in love. Yes, maybe you thought that person was going to be a great business person. Yes, you trusted that friend would always be there for you until they ghosted you. Yes, you thought the job was going to be incredible and the boss was amazing until you actually worked there for a month and you understood, oh my gosh, this is the most toxic environment I've ever been in. How can I get out of here? Everybody that I'm talking with is telling me that no one ever gets a promotion or raise. They're not treated properly. They have to wear a uniform and they have to clock in, clock out, do all these things. You're not treated like a human being in that environment, are you? You're not. But yet it seems that is the workspace, that's the office space that many people have to surround themselves. That's the environment they're in. And it's not good, it's not healthy. Because what happens, let me say this before I close it out. If you're in a toxic work environment, and let's say you get out of work at 5 o'clock, and it's 5 o'clock on the dot, and you're counting the minutes, and you clock out at 5, and you walk out, and you're like, okay, oh my God, I'm out, thank God. If that's what you are, if that's what the job you're going to every day, 9 to 5, let's say, you need to find a new job. You just do. And I'll tell you why. And I'll do a video on this the more I think about it. Yeah, I need to do a video on this. Because number one, you are not working for yourself, which I know is hard, it's difficult. Everybody, I get it. But number two is you're giving your time to that company. And if you're just exhaling, oh my gosh, I'm out of here. That's kind of how you felt when you're exiting the narcissistic relationship once you got the education. You're like, thank God I have my freedom back. Get my point? So that's not a good environment. I would really suggest looking for work elsewhere or trying to become your own boss or do something from home, whatever it is. But really pay attention to that. If you're in the office and you're watching the clock tick, 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 that is a huge red flag and indication that you don't belong there. It's a fact. Because work is supposed to be not necessarily fun, but it's supposed to be enjoyable and productive. And when you leave the end of your shift, sometimes you should be saying wow, I got so much accomplished. I feel great. This is amazing. And wow, look, it's 5 o'clock. That's great. Instead of the other way around, oh my God, it's 4:58. It's 4:59. It's 5. Boom, I'm out. Goodbye. Thank God. Woo, another day. Can't wait till I'm out of here. That's not healthy. Kind of got off track there, but it's more wisdom for you to digest. Guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay blessed. Stay true. Continue to be on the path. Become awakened and aware. And understand that the duration of the narcissistic relationship that you're in, it's your duration. And my heart goes out to you. I certainly hope that you don't enter another relationship. My hope is you won't, and I'm sure you won't. But for whatever period of time, that's what it was. And again, the idea isn't the length of the relationship from my perspective. It affects everybody. Each and every one of us on this channel have a different duration that we are in the narcissistic relationship, and yet each and every one of us are here getting educated. So that's my point. I love you all more than you know. You're absolutely amazing. You're beautiful. Continue to become focused on yourself. Do something new. Challenge yourself. And remember, above all, no matter where you are on the planet, what time zone you're in, if it's breakfast, you're having a coffee in the morning, or you're just getting ready to go to bed, remember, you are not alone. You're not. You're absolutely amazing, and I love you. God bless you. I will talk to you later. All right.